Hey, I'm Joshua. I'm the creator of Primal Yes, which is the way to have your business be actually authentic and feel right for who you are. And it's taken me a long time to find my Primal Yes. And so I want to share in this video about my journey and what was important to me in getting here. And the reason I'm sharing this today is because I know what I'm doing, but it took a long time and it just landed for me last night. Just yesterday, I had this experience with getting my work, my messaging locked into place. And I was like, oh, that's it. And then my wife saw it and she was like, oh, you got it. That's it. And this is like undeniable confirmation because I can feel it in my body that it landed and I have no resistance to what I created. And so I can make videos freely now about this. And I'm doing one right now, if you might have noticed, because it's self-energizing. It's not a slog. It's not, oh, I got to make a video. It's like, oh, I get to make a video. I get to talk about this thing that is so important to me. And that thing is integrity. That thing is the accurate overlap between external reality and internal reality. They're the same. Instead of trying to fight who I am and having this, what we call hurt repression approach to reality, I can actually enjoy my life. How amazing is that? And it doesn't have to be because of circumstances. You know, my business might have ups and downs. Sometimes it's got people excited about it. Sometimes, maybe something breaks. But my excitement, my primal yes, is not about the external circumstances. Because the reason, I brought up hurt repression, I'll just say something about that. The reason hurt repression, the reason the external circumstances are so scary, I hope it doesn't go wrong, I hope everything goes well, I'm bracing for it to feel good, I hope it feels good. That's all because I hope I don't have to feel my hurt. The hurt is already there. It's already in the nervous system, but it's being avoided. And so if I create a life that is threatening to I might have to feel hurt, then I'm at odds with life. But if I get conscious of the hurt repression and I get conscious of potential for sabotage, where I set something up like, oh, I could make money like this, but then I hate the thing, then I'm going to get hurt just by doing the thing. So even if I'm financially successful, I'm still getting hurt. It's lunacy. This is how most businesses are run. This is why people are waking up with less energy than they had the day before, because they're doing it to themselves and they think it's impossible to make a life that's actually for them. That's why Primal Yes exists. So I want to talk specifically about my journey and the process that I had to go through in order to arrive at where I am now, so that I can transmit to you some idea of what that might feel like for you. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to give you tactics. I'm not going to tell you, do this, do this, do this, because that is what prevented my Primal Yes in the first place. I got this idea from Myron Golden. Tactics are the lowest form of guidance. And then strategy, and then principles, and then essence. So really, I can't help but offer essence whenever I'm on camera, and that's, take these pauses. And that's really what I'm sharing with you in those pauses is essence. And then putting that into words, I'm giving you principles. And I've been doing this for a long time, but this framework just helped me understand in a better way what I want to do and what I don't want to do and why. So by communicating what works for me or what happened for me, my story, I'm not asking you to imitate me. I'm asking you to understand what principles are at work. So I do this thing called the quantum theater. It's a role-playing experience. And it's quantum because it's based on polarities. We find a polarity in our lives that's out of balance, and then we weave our story through these polarities until they collapse and it creates transformation. It's a transformational role-playing experience. And it works every time because it's structurally designed to collapse reality and to collapse our not reality, but to collapse our perception of reality. It collapses perception. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I'm doing a quantum theater with somebody, it has this really weird, meandering quality to it. And so in advance, I have to get people to agree, don't break character. It's going to get weird. There's going to be an odd part of it where there's no energy, where it just feels like, what do we do now? We're going to get to that part. Don't break character. That's part of it. Stay in it, and we'll be able to finish. I've done this hundreds of times, so I know how it works. I know how it feels, and it always gets to this very awkward, that's the word I was looking for, this awkward place where it's just like, seems like I said everything I can say, but actually no, just stay there. Just stay, and then that silence will break, and then something will break, and then you'll realize like, oh, actually I could do this. And then a whole new vibe emerges. So it's this weird meandering experience, and then, maybe I can do this, and then explore that, and then like, this is actually like a new feeling. This is different. And then take that further and further and further, and then eventually it's like, ding, I got it. This is what we were doing. And you never know what the ding is going to be at the beginning. You just have to go through the process. When I do this, it's like 45 minutes. It's not long, but it's distressing not because it's scary or violent, it's distressing because it's so awkward. It's designed to get to the blind spot, exactly where our mind, our ego, our nervous system does not want to go. And the reason I bring that up is because this is what my process has been for the past, I want to say, year and a half-ish. I've been going through this very long quantum theater experience where it's just meandering and it's like, go in this direction, I'll go in this direction, I'll go in this direction. But last night, I finally had the ding. And my wife was like, that's so crazy, because she read what I created. I read what I created. I was like, love, I found it. I got it. Ding. And she looked at it and she was like, wow, you really did. Ding. And she said, this is her words. She said, with all that, I can't remember the word she used. It was like, she didn't say weaving, but it's like you're swimming through goop. You know, it's what's over here, what's over here. And she said that you actually got it. She said it was bizarre. I love that word. She said, it was bizarre. You actually got somewhere with that process. And she said, that was a good lesson for me. I just didn't trust the process, and it actually worked. And this is also what I find in the quantum theater is people don't trust the process because it doesn't make sense to the mind. But when you get accustomed to holding the tension, and the tension isn't dangerous, the tension is necessary, that willingness to hold the tension and not escape is what breaks open into a new insight, a new energetic plane where you can see what you couldn't see before. And in my process over the last, like I said, year and a half, really, I discovered like 15 years ago that there's 3 things that are really important to me, that are really fascinating to me. One of them is self-awareness, self-realization, awakening, whatever you want to call it. Another one is technology, the right use of technology, how it evolves with us as a reflection of us. It's fascinating. And then filmmaking, which also includes storytelling. And all 3 of these things have been so crucial, so interesting to me for my process, that I knew whatever I want to do has all 3 of those things. So for many years, I went very deep into the self-realization stuff. I've been offering coaching and spiritual counseling. I ended up going too far into it, getting involved with people's family stuff and personal lives way too much. It was just too messy. And I was like, okay, I'm done with that. It's gross. And I've gone way far into the technology rabbit hole, coding, apps, all this like totally nerdy, disembodied, techie stuff, which is totally fascinating. It's like alien technology stuff. But because it's disembodied, it's not totally satisfying. It's very interesting, but it lacks the humanity. And then going into filmmaking is also something that I love it, but it has a limit for me, because Hollywood is running on crazy values. And I just can't engage with the industry in a way that feels right for me. So I had to create my own. I've been creating this Lucid Film Studio screenwriting, screenplay analysis software, and it's amazing. But it still feels like a side thing because it's not really taking into account the full depth of the self-realization. It's using technology, but what I came to here is, this is just for my journey, Primal Yes brings all of these together. And so my storytelling, my technology, and my self-realization are all built into this message, the messaging for Primal Yes. And what I specifically want to highlight here is that by going too far into all of these is how I knew what too far felt like. I figured out, oh, it's not this because I'm hitting the boundary with this. I have to dial it back. I did that in all three of these. And by hitting that wall, I was like, nope, nope, nope. I can hold these, but I hold them from here instead of slipping into these rabbit holes. And that's how I'm able to communicate from essence, is by not letting the mind and the indulgences, obsessions dictate how I work, how I run a business. Learning how to contain that energy so that I'm not leaking my thoughts. And you can keep up with technology research. You could spend 10 hours a day on it and still not be up to date. So there's way too many rabbit holes I could follow. The film industry looks like this and this and this, new updates every day. Self-realization, you can find all these different teachers and systems and modalities and blah, 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 blah. It's my hourly gong. So the point I've arrived at here is my Primal Yes. And transmitting that to you is my joy. And being able to know what my blind spot is and how my blind spot has tried to throw me off course into these different rabbit holes is how I'm able to transmit to you in a whole new way that your blind spot is not anything to be ashamed of. We all have, that's what our nervous systems are made around, is our blind spot. We all have it in different forms. That's why we have this free quiz on our website. It's something to learn how to relate to, not to try to get rid of. It's something to have compassion for, not to try to delete or be ashamed of or apologize for. So by continuing to go further into my blind spot and the acknowledgement of what my system, my nervous system, is designed to protect, I can become more and more in my Primal Yes because I'm less and less afraid of my hurt, my pain, my anger, my sadness. I'm less afraid of myself so I can be more myself. And that's what I want for you. So I appreciate you joining me on this journey. I'm going to continue to create more content. This channel will include some interesting, funny songs that are relevant to creating more of your Primal Yes. And I look forward to your comments and getting to create a community here with you. Thanks for being here. See you in the next video.